Hey guys, welcome back to my desk. So I just finished this project and I wanted to make just a really quick video just showing it off because I am so happy with how it turned out. So this is actually a free pattern and the designer, her name is Baronita. Oh, and I just think this is so cute. It's a kitty cat. So I wanted to just show it off a little bit and tell you about how it went making it. So this was actually a really quick pattern actually. I think it took me about 3 days to finish this. Oops. And I wasn't like working on it like consistently. It was just while I was sitting at my desk, I would crochet a few rounds and really like it. I learned a lot doing this project. Because like I was saying a while ago, I do consider myself to be, a beginner crocheter. So there's a lot that I don't know yet. So one of the things that was a lot different about this project was the head. So about 2 rows before you ended the head, you would do a round where you only crocheted in the back loops only. So that left you some really nice loops for attaching the head to the body. Because usually whenever I try to attach the heads to things, I never do it straight. Like it doesn't work for me. And I try to like pin it where I try to use like pins or safety pins or something to try to position it correctly, but I just never end up doing that right. But having those back loops just made a really huge difference. So from now on, I think whenever I have a pattern that doesn't call for those back loops, I'm gonna go ahead and just do that anyways about 2 rows before I finish. Another thing I tried that was a little bit different was I added a little bit of blush. I was so worried when I started putting the blush on. I watched a few videos and I saw that some people use just regular makeup, like either eyeshadow or maybe using actual blush. And then I saw a few that used acrylic paint. And I went and I decided that I would use paint. I have some really, really cheap paints that I picked up at Ross. And those paints really don't work well for actual art because they're too translucent. I would try to paint with them and could not get coverage. So I thought, that might be perfect for painting on the yarn because it won't be so thick. And I was so worried. I thought I was going to ruin my project trying to put the blush on, but I used a small paintbrush. I dabbed off most of the paint from the paintbrush and then I just tapped it on there and just very, very lightly, not a lot. And I think that worked out really well. I didn't want to use makeup because I was worried that it would smear, that it would, rub off. So I wanted something that was a little bit more permanent. So I think that worked out well. Another thing that I did a little bit different for this project from my others, usually whenever I have facial features like this that are stitched on, normally I do those before I stuff the head, so they're never in the right position. But for this one, I actually finished the head totally. I closed it up. And then I did the whiskers and the mouth. The eyes, of course, I had to do those before I stuffed it. But I did the face features after. And I felt that was a lot easier because I had the shape how I wanted it before I started, stitching on. I love the pattern. I actually didn't stuff this one. I didn't overstuff this project like I normally do. Most of my Amigurumi projects, I've just completely overstuffed because I like my projects to look chunky. I like them to look like they're little chubby. But I think for a lot of my projects, I overstuff them too much. So for this one, especially I started with the head. I actually had the head probably about twice the amount of stuffing that I have now. And the head was like a ball. It was so round and it just wasn't, I wanted it to look like an oval, like a football, not a basketball. So I took out a lot of the stuffing and then I went ahead and I just smushed it down to make it like kind of flatter. And I thought that just gave it a much better look. And then I did that same thing with the body. I love how wide my cat looks from the back. I just think that's so adorable. And at first when I had stuffed the kitty, like it wasn't as wide. It was like more going back that way. But once I took out some of the stuffing and kind of just again smushed it down, I think that looks so much better. So yeah, I love the cat. I kind of feel that it needs something on top of the head though. I don't know what. I feel like it kind of just maybe needs like a little hat or something because I feel like the top of the head, or maybe like a flower like a little headband with a flower or something, because I just feel like from the top it's a little bit plain. So I might look around and see if I can find like a little crown, a little, just something to add to the top to give it a little bit more interest at the top. For the yarns, the white yarn is just a Caron 1 pound, the red is also Caron 1 pound, and this pink is a Super Saver. Now this Super Saver, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it is one that's like a stripe one. It's not variegated, like the stripes go for a long time, and you can see at the bottom is the light pink, gets to the medium shade, and then at the top and the arms is where the dark one comes in. I was really hoping that I got some changes because I didn't want the outfit to be just solid pink. I wanted like a little bit of change, and it's very subtle. I can barely tell, but I can see it. Like, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I can definitely see it moving from the light up until the darker pink. So really happy. I did do a little bit of changes from the pattern. So the pattern, the ears, I ended up adding about 3 extra rows, because when I crocheted the ears, I don't know, maybe my tension was a little bit tighter from the head, but the ears just looked way too small. So I ended up crocheting about an extra 3 rows, and I thought that worked a little bit better. I think honestly I could have gone up even a couple more rows, but yeah, I don't want them taller, but if they were slightly wider, I think that would have been really cute too, but I'm satisfied with that. Also kind of thinking of maybe putting a little bit of blush, a little bit of the paint in the ears to give them a little bit of pink too. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but kind of just thinking about it. And then the neck, this is just a chain. The pattern didn't like have a count or anything for how long to make this, so I just crocheted a chain, and once I just checked it a couple of times. Once it seemed like it was the right size, I just tied it around, and this isn't tacked on or anything, it's just tied in a little bow. The heart, this was the last thing that I did, and yeah, heart's not perfect. I know it's not shaped totally perfect, but I can tell it's a heart, so I like it, and it is tacked on both hands. And then I also tacked it on to the belly because I didn't want it to just move too much, so I did tack it on, and it's not tacked on like super sturdy, it's just one loop each place to hold it. So yeah, so overall I am really happy with how this turned out. I think it is so cute, and I know this designer has a lot of adorable patterns, and one of them I saw was, I want to say it was a bear, and it looked like it's wearing like a raincoat outfit, so I think I'm definitely going to make that too. There's so many patterns, and they're all free on her website, so yeah, I'm going to be definitely making a few more of these. I'm so happy with how this one turned out, and I wanted to just take a few minutes and just show you guys my most recent finished object. So that's going to be it for this video, and I'll probably be posting once I find another project to work on. I'll probably show you guys what I'm going to make next. But until then, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you guys so much for watching.